Got my immunity smoothie.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, well, kind of sucks that this is the first video that you're watching of me as a new person. I do have other content on my page, so definitely check out those other videos. But yeah, as you guys can tell by the title, I done caught the vid, as Kevin Hart would say.
That's right, I had the vid. The vid-19 was in my system.
I caught the vid. So today's a pretty good day for me. I'm feeling like more myself. So I decided to do my hair for the first time in like a week and get my face together because I was looking like a little boy for the past week. It is day 8 of quarantine. I have 2 more days left of quarantine and then I'll be in the clear to get another test and it'll be negative. I'm just gonna tell you guys my experience with testing positive for COVID-19. So about like a week ago, last Friday, I woke up with like a very raw throat. It kind of felt like I hadn't taken a sip of water in like days. I was thinking like, did I sleep with my mouth open like the night before? And I never do that. I don't snore. I'm not a snorer or anything. But I just thought like maybe I did because it was just a weird feeling. Literally that entire day, nothing was helping my throat. I drank tons of water. I got coffee that day and I usually go to Starbucks and I get like the Frappuccinos. You're pretty familiar with Frappuccinos. You know the consistency is very much so like a smoothie or like a slushie. So that didn't help my throat or anything. I was constantly drinking like Gatorade. Whatever I could do to get my throat feeling better, nothing worked. That day I went to the store and I got some Halls, and the Halls that I got, they have like lemon, honey, echinacea, and elderberry. So it helped my throat a little bit, but it was still very raw. And so the next morning, this was Saturday now, the next morning was when I woke up and it was my entire face. My face felt like it had so much pressure. I felt sick. My face was very hot, but I was like so cold. And so I remember like I usually go to sleep with like t-shirt and shorts. So I woke up and I changed out of that. I had put on like a really thick robe and I had like blankets all over me. My mom has like a neck pillow and so you can heat it up. So she like gave it to me and she put it in the microwave, heated up. So I was finally like warm. Then when I tell you 15 minutes later, I was so hot. I was hot. Like I was sweating. I was like, what is this? I never once thought it was COVID because I can taste, I can smell. So a week before all this, so a week before I started experiencing symptoms, my mom was sick and she felt like she had COVID. She had the exact same symptoms as I did and she was trying to get tested for COVID. Here in Georgia, it's like you can't really find a testing place that will take you the same day because the numbers are so high here that everybody is trying to get tested for COVID. And when you get tested, you want to know like that day. You don't want to find out a few days later if you have it or not. Like especially if you're having symptoms, you want to find out that day. That way you know, okay, hey, I've got to be quarantined. So long story short with her, she didn't get a chance to get tested because by the time she did, she was already feeling better. Like she was probably sick for I want to say 3 or 4 days and then after that she was fine. But because I got sick and I was experiencing the same symptoms that she had, she was like, let's get tested. So immediately that Saturday I stayed home and we were trying to find places to get tested at. We were looking everywhere, couldn't find a place. So the next morning I ended up finding a clinic that does rapid testing. They do antibodies, they do all the tests, and they accept walk-ins. So we go up to the clinic. Luckily we were like the last 2 they could take, and it's one of those things where we didn't have like a set time. She just said like after 2 o'clock we'll give you a call, but we don't know what exact time it'll be when you guys can get tested. So I was like, all right, because at that point it's Sunday and I was going to have to go to work the next day, but I didn't want to go to work if I have COVID. So at this point, Sunday, my symptoms were still my head, my throat felt better, but I did have a slight cough. I guess like the mucus that I had was starting to come up, because like when you cough a lot, your chest starts to get a little sore. It was sore just because I was coughing. Other than that, it was just my head and a slight cough, nothing else. So again, still at that point, I'm like, it's probably not COVID, it's gonna say negative, I'm just probably regular sick. So we went in and I was able to get tested. I did the nasal swab, so when she put the first like swab in my first nostril, man, it burned. Like, it was, if you got tested for COVID, you know, like, it's not fun. After she did the first nostril, and ever since then, my nose was irritated. Like, now all of a sudden, I'm congested. My nose keeps running. I keep sneezing. It was just one of those things. Immediately after we got tested, it took like 15 minutes. However, the doctor had came in and immediately she said, one of y'all's results is already showing, and it was mine, and it said positive. And my heart just went down. The doctor said for me that I need to quarantine for 10 days starting from my symptoms date. So 10 days from Friday. So today is day 8 and I have 2 more days left of quarantine, and then I'll be in the clear to test negative. Whenever you get COVID, whether you had symptoms or you didn't, you'll have antibodies. So she told me, you know, after 10 days, you come back, you get tested again, you test negative, you'll have antibodies for at least 6 months, which means for 6 months I won't be able to catch COVID again, and I can't pass like what I had or my antibodies over to anybody else. I mean, that was kind of a relief to hear, knowing that, okay, I caught it. Good thing about it is I got it out the way, or I'll get it out the way, and then I won't have the worry of, if I touch this, will I get sick or whatever it is. But I'm still obviously going to be safe regardless. Also, she checked my lungs, she checked my chest to make sure there wasn't any fluid built up, because that's when you are considered in the like danger zone. All that was clear for me. So she told me I do have a very mild case, so just stay quarantined, get better, and you'll be fine. So that was a relief to hear. However, this entire process has not been easy. It's day 8, and yesterday I want to say was like the first time I started feeling like myself again. So for literally a week, I was not. My body was just like, sit down. So the following day, which was Monday, I woke up, I had like a horrible headache. My nose was just so irritated. I still had a slight cough. It was just like, I started feeling dizzy because like my head was hurting so much. Yeah, it was just painful. It just feels like I have a bad cold that's just lasted a long time. And I feel like the worst was at night, because it's just like impossible to get comfortable. I kept sneezing. When you get COVID, it's not like they give you antibiotics. They don't give you like, you know, prescription type of medicines. Like based off your symptoms, you just take medicine for that. So, you know, for my nose, I was taking medicine for that, for my cough, for my throat, for my headaches, just stuff like that. I was taking. I haven't been sick in literally like 2 years of anything, just because I think I spoke about this before. In 2019, I was really focusing on like my health and making sure that taking a lot of stuff to boost my immunity, which really helped me in 2020 when COVID first like came out. Because I did all that, I feel like my body is able to fight this pretty well, which is why I have a mild case. And I'm really, really grateful for that, because as I've stated before, I lost 2 cousins to COVID. So I knew how real this was. Now, a lot of family members and friends, they don't really know that I tested positive for COVID. I don't know, I was kind of embarrassed to like talk about it. I really don't know why. It's not like, you know, I was one of those people who were out here like partying, you know, just not being safe. I'm really safe. Like my friends and family I end up telling, they were just like so surprised, just like how I am. They're like, you're the last person that I thought would catch this because of how safe you are. And it kind of just goes to show you can be the safest person and still catch it. The news and social media, they don't really tell you everything. You don't really know how your body's gonna react to COVID until you get it. But yeah, so I've definitely recovered pretty well. I'm really starting to feel like myself again. I don't really have much of an appetite. I kind of haven't really had one. Not because I can't taste, because I can taste, but I mean, I'm sick, so it's been surviving off of like soups, popsicles, water, and that's pretty much it. Again, I wasn't gonna say anything at first, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe this video can help someone who may think they have COVID or who is having COVID right now. And even if you haven't had COVID or anything at all, and you wanna know like symptoms to watch out for, because my symptoms are very different from a lot of people's symptoms, and I didn't really know that until like the doctor gave me the paper that said like symptoms, and you know, the coughing, the raw throat, headaches, all that is symptoms of COVID. It doesn't have to just be no taste, no smell. If you are one of those people out there who don't believe in COVID or whatever it is, let me be the person to tell you it is very much so real. I'm one of the lucky ones who is able to fight this off, but there are a lot of not so lucky people. So do your part, wear your freaking mask, be safe. I don't really like these lashes, but I can't do anything about it because I can't get any more until I'm out of quarantine. Also, I think I've stated this already in the intro. I am not going anywhere, guys. I just want to look pretty for once around the house. So today is a great day because I am feeling like myself again. Because for a minute there, I was like, oh my goodness, what are you doing to me, COVID? What are you doing? If you had COVID, you know. Okay guys, well, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys, you know, found something from this video. I know the topic of discussion was definitely not what I planned on having, but you know, I just decided, hey, why not share this, share my experiences. I know a lot of people are going through this, especially in today's world. I appreciate everybody who has reached out to me, who, you know, obviously knew that I have COVID, and to those who now know, hello, I'm a COVID-19 survivor. So yeah, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.